Lively might have just done herself in this battle with Justin Baldoni, although she didn't do it intentionally. It was something she said
long before she ever worked with Justin Baldoni.
Right, but there's something she said that has now been resurfaced, and it is right on the nose as far as what the issues are in her battle with
Who's really winning this war between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni? The powerful smear machine is still going, but what's really crazy is this new person she hired. We got a lot to discuss.
Well. It seems Blake Lively's lawyer dropped her like a hot potato after Justin Baldoni's team unleashed some new damaging receipts on them that they clearly did not see coming. Allegedly, Blake's lawyer reviewed the fresh batch of evidence Justin's team was preparing to release, and she hightailed it out of the situation faster than Blake could say, "It ends with us." No lawyer wants to risk their reputation defending a case that looks like it's built entirely on smokes and mirrors.
Are you going to sue Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion, Megan. Wait till you see this lawsuit. It's all going to be based on evidence. It's not going to be just a lawsuit. It's going to be the kind of lawsuit that is full of evidence, admissions, documents, which prove exactly what she did and how she bullied her way through the process.
Blake allegedly didn't just lie to the media and manipulate facts in the lawsuit. She also reportedly misled her lawyer about key details, putting a lawyer under pressure from every direction. On top of that, Blake allegedly insulted her lawyer, questioned her abilities, and came up with excuses not to pay her. Imagine treating the person defending you in court that way. Clearly, this case is shaping up to be more dramatic than a badly written soap opera. After Blake filed her lawsuit against Justin and received media backing from outlets like the New York Times, she probably thought she had already won, and her lawyer Meyer Konski likely thought the same. But that was before Justin's team released extensive evidence debunking every allegation Blake made against him. Once people realized how much of a fraud she and her husband Ryan Reynolds allegedly were, media sentiment shifted and public opinion turned from supportive to critical. Behind the scenes, things were even worse. Connor GSK reportedly quit after realizing the case had so many holes that it wouldn't hold up in court. Even more troubling was the alleged treatment Blake gave her lawyer while she worked on the case, adding layers of tension and drama to an already chaotic situation. This case is proving to be a whirlwind of twists, lies, and courtroom drama, and it's clear the fallout is far from over.
Days ago, William Morris's CEO, Ari Emanuel, made it seem like a moral act of loyalty, like that exists in Hollywood. He heaped praise on Ryan and Blake as soulfully beautiful people, flawless really. He mocked Baldoni in the process. He said, it's an effed up bad situation with what Baldoni, whatever his name is doing. Now, he said Lively and Reynolds are good people. They've been in the business for decades and have never had any bad press about them, and all the people that work with them like them. Okay, he must...
Now, everyone already knows that Blake is the mean girl of Hollywood for some reason. Nearly everyone she has worked with seems to have a strange or negative story about her. Every resurfaced interview shows her saying something snarky or outright cruel, and her career is essentially a museum of burnt bridges. At first, when these videos of Blake being mean started resurfacing, her team tried to explain it away as her just being misunderstood. Like, oh, Blake has an unusual sense of humor that not everyone gets. Or, oh, Blake is actually shy and says out-of-pocket things that are meant to be funny but are misinterpreted. However, that kind of cover only works for so long, and eventually it became clear that Blake wasn't an innocent, misunderstood person. She is a grown woman who appears to lack self-awareness and emotional intelligence. Let's be honest, you can't hide that kind of behavior forever. Sooner or later, it shows itself, and the public begins to see the true nature of the person. Blake's pattern of behavior demonstrates exactly why people view her the way they do, and it's a lesson in how actions always catch up to reputation.
So congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
What about my bump?
You've got two nice ones.
They are kind of bumps, aren't they?
No, not bumps. The lovely lady lumps. Check it out.
Thank you. Thank you. You like the movie? Are you a Woody Allen fan?
I love most of his movies, and this one was so visually amazing.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Did you guys love wearing those kind of clothes that you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And working in digital.
Everyone wants to talk about the clothes, but I wonder if they would ask the men about the clothes.
I would.
Talk to you. This movie is going to affect people, and they're going to want to tell you about their lives. So if someone understands the themes of this movie, comes across you in public, and they want to really talk to you, what's the best way for them to be able to talk to you about this? How would you recommend they go about it?
Like asking for my address or my phone number or my location share. Or I could just location share you, and then we could. I'm just curious.
Just social security number.
I'm a Virgo, so I'm are we talking logistics? Are we talking?
I mean, how do you explain this interview where Blake was asked how she would like fans to behave if they wanted to approach her about their experiences with SA and DV, which they related to because of her role in the movie, and she responded with a sarcastic joke about location sharing.
Article recently saying that Leighton and I were frenemies, and it's frenemies. Is that the new term? Frenemies? Yeah, we're friends, but we're also enemies, and it's really strange because they always want to pit women against each other. You don't hear about Penn and Chase hating each other and being jealous and competitive.
I think I'm just brunette because of the books.
And everyone knows blondes are nicer anyway. Third moment by me.
Remember Savannah.
It was another promise was no pet monkey. Yeah. Chuck has a matching pet monkey with coordinating outfits, and I was like, I would love to be part of the show, but I can't act with a monkey. And then I got a few of them. I'm just kidding. Come on, it was a joke. Lord have mercy.
Your wardrobe?
That is important. Very good. It's very important. This is wardrobe. This is wardrobe. This was on the return rack. I think it was hers. So I had to go and slip them cash to wear it.
Even her co-star couldn't help rolling his eyes and looking completely disgusted when Blake made that comment. But then again, what do you expect from someone who openly called her co-stars monkeys and mocked Leighton Meester for being born in prison? Yes, you heard that right. During a press tour for Gossip Girl, Blake blatantly referenced Leighton's background, making her the punchline of poorly delivered jokes.
Justin Baldoni has spoken out against the New York Times in newly obtained court documents, and I read what happened, so you don't have to. Baldoni has stated that a jury must decide if the New York Times is responsible for its involvement with his ongoing legal battle against Blake Lively. In court documents filed on Friday, March 14th, Justin Baldoni has stated that the New York Times has long presumed itself beyond accountability, not here, and that the New York Times went past merely reporting. He then went on that the New York Times actively vouched for the veracity of its false narrative by publishing Blake Lively's complaint in full, and that the fair report privilege that the New York Times seeks to hide behind does not protect it from liability for maliciously colluding with Lively and her cohort to publish a false and defamatory hit piece about the Wayfarer parties, wrongly casting them as villains and making them scapegoats for Lively's well-publicized media missteps. The New York Times responded in a statement to us, stating that the flaws in the Wayfarer Baldoni case were made clear last week in their own legal filing when they asked the court for yet another opportunity to amend their complaint to try and make it legally sufficient.
It's not like the whole being born in prison thing was a secret. Leighton herself had spoken about it multiple times in the past. Yet it still didn't make sense that Blake felt entitled to make those kinds of jokes. As it turns out, Blake reportedly treated Leighton poorly throughout their time on set. According to reports, there was significant tension between the two actresses, so much so that other cast members felt pressured to pick sides. On screen, Blake and Leighton portrayed best friends, but that camaraderie didn't translate to their off-screen relationship. Some attributed the tension to personality differences, Blake being outgoing and Leighton more of an introvert. But watching their interviews together during press tours reveals it was more than mere personality clashes. Blake's mean girl behavior reportedly extended beyond personal interactions into the production and press tour of It Ends With Us. She allegedly attempted to manipulate other cast members to align with her whenever conflicts arose and sought to control the creative process of the movie. Reportedly, Blake wanted Justin's director's chair for herself and would guilt trip or bully him into making script adjustments, sometimes without his knowledge. When Blake eventually filed her explosive lawsuit against Justin, red flags immediately appeared in her complaints. One major concern was that it seemed she was influencing media coverage to paint Justin as the villain and accuse him of running a smear campaign against her. A prime example is the New York Times article titled, "We Can Bury Anyone Inside a Hollywood Smear Machine," published literally the day after Blake filed her lawsuit. The timing raised eyebrows, as many suspected Blake had been coordinating with the Times beforehand. The article presented theories and insights so quickly and comprehensively that it appeared someone had prior access to the lawsuit's details. The speed and accuracy of the reporting suggested Blake may have been feeding the media information, allowing them to fact-check and craft a thorough article in under 24 hours. This fueled speculation that she was manipulating public perception, attempting to turn the narrative against Justin even before the legal proceedings fully unfolded. The combination of on-set conflicts, attempts to control production, and the strategic media maneuvers contributed to a growing perception that Blake's actions were carefully calculated rather than spontaneous or innocent. All of this added to the complexity of the case and cast doubt on the motivations behind her lawsuit, making the situation appear far more dramatic and contentious than initially understood.
Ask you, what are the dates of these HR complaints? Do you know the dates?
There's no dates. The dates are redacted. The names of the complainants are redacted, except for on one of them, there's an M. And in Blake's original, when she went to Sony, and by the way, they're not to Wayfarer Studios, Justin's company, they're to Sony, the distributor, to their HR department, and there's an M in there, which means at least one of the other ones came around the same time. If it's May, unless it was March, but probably May, same time as...
It didn't add up. The New York Times article violated numerous ethical boundaries of journalism. From the very first word, it appeared heavily biased against Justin. Reading it, one would think the case had already been tried and Justin found guilty in a court of law, when in reality, the lawsuit had been filed only hours before the article's release. That's not just irresponsible journalism. It's practically creating the so-called smear machine they accused Justin of running. To make matters worse, in their rush to publish the story before anyone else, the Times didn't even give Justin, his business partner Steve Sorwitz, or Wayfarer Studios the chance to respond. At a certain point, bad faith journalism crosses the line into being downright diabolical, almost like deliberately attempting to sabotage someone's career by publishing words that lack substance. It makes sense then that Justin didn't wait long to fire back with his $400 million lawsuit against the New York Times, as well as Blake and Ryan, for producing what he described as a defamatory article about him. The article's timing alone was devastating. Being published before many were aware of the lawsuit shaped public perception against Justin, framing him as guilty before he could defend himself. It's akin to making accusations and then hiring a town crier to announce the accused's guilt. No matter what the person says afterward, they're viewed as a liar. Meanwhile, Blake's behavior throughout this case has been increasingly questionable. Many of the details she included in her lawsuit as evidence of Justin's supposed misconduct were shaky at best. She redacted critical portions of text messages included in the complaint, and she even submitted supposed HR complaints with dates and timestamps removed, selectively presenting only what supported her narrative. It gave the impression that she was manipulating the information to benefit herself, omitting anything that might contradict her claims. Taken together, the rushed media coverage, biased reporting, and Blake's selective documentation paint a picture of a case heavily influenced by perception management rather than transparent truth, leaving Justin to contend not only with legal battles, but also a public narrative shaped long before he had a fair chance to respond.
I looked through every document, every email, every text message, listened to stories, listened to the history of what he's been through, listened to voice notes, and really try to evaluate, the strength of the defense of the case. And frankly, in this case, the strength of his claims. And like a lawyer is obligated to do, really want to make sure that I go through, as much as possible to really understand what exactly happened, or at least what it seems like happened.
And wouldn't you know it, it didn't take long for Blake to be exposed. All Justin had to do was share behind-the-scenes videos and screenshots of text messages, and suddenly, her case began unraveling at the seams. Get this, Blake's team is now reportedly scrambling to get Justin and his legal team in the same room to discuss the possibility of a settlement. After all the damage this battle has caused, whatever remains of Blake's legal team has realized they're fighting a losing war. It makes sense that they'd want to settle quietly and keep everything hush-hush. If you were forced to accept that your client had been misrepresenting the truth and exaggerating facts from day one, wouldn't you seriously consider retreating or even throwing in the towel to avoid further fallout?
Friedman rips into Ryan Reynolds and his motion to dismiss. I was waiting for Brian Friedman's response to Ryan Reynolds now wanting out of the lawsuit, and we finally got it. Friedman told TMZ Mr. Reynolds' exploitation of his enormous power in Hollywood continues, this time arrogantly asking to be dismissed from the case despite his publicly documented involvement extending far beyond just being a supportive spouse. Mr. Reynolds was a key player in the scheme, defaming Justin around Hollywood, strong-arming WME into dropping Justin as a client and trying to destroy Justin's career however possible. He goes on to say his fingerprints have been all over the smear campaign against Justin and the Wayfarer team since day one. Mr. Reynolds now attempts to reduce plainly cognizable names to hurt feelings, sending a clear message that bullying is acceptable. After lighting a match, Mr. Reynolds now seeks to run from the flames. It won't work. The Wayfarer party's claims against him are real and they are serious. Mr. Reynolds can appear on as many sketch shows as he wants and feebly try to make a light of his current situation, but we will not stop until he is held accountable for his actions. I love that Brian Friedman is not afraid to speak his mind, speak the truth, and I love how much he defends Justin Baldoni. Obviously, I know he's Justin's lawyer, he's getting paid probably really good money, but he really goes and fights for Justin. And I agree with every single word that he said.
But here's the twist. Justin's lawyer, Brian Friedman, isn't even considering a settlement. It's not on the table for them at all and isn't something they're willing to discuss. Think about that for a second. Nothing. And here's why. In a recent appearance on the Town podcast with Matthew Baldwin, Friedman explained in detail why Justin is refusing to entertain any settlement. According to him, the accusations have severely damaged Justin's reputation, finances, mental and emotional health, and even affected his wife and kids. He emphasized that this legal battle isn't just a circus that can be resolved with money and everyone moving on. Too much is at stake, and too much damage has already been done. Friedman even questioned aloud, what amount of money could truly make this situation go away? Can you really put a price on the harm caused to Justin, his family, and his career because of Blake's allegations? The only way Justin can achieve even a small sense of justice is by taking this to court. He needs a jury to hear both sides and decide for themselves who is telling the truth and who is abusing their power to orchestrate a smear campaign. At this point, it would be more surprising if Blake's lawyer decided to continue with the case. Even her husband, Ryan Reynolds, isn't willing to go down with her sinking ship. He has requested to be removed from all related lawsuits, essentially saying, "This isn't my fight, so why am I in it?" The stakes are high, the damage is extensive, and Justin's legal team is determined to see the truth fully examined in court, rather than quietly settling and leaving the matter unresolved.
talk to you. This movie is going to affect people and they're going to want to tell you about their lives. So if someone understands the themes of this movie, comes across you in public, and they want to really talk to you, what's the best way for them to be able to talk to you about this? How would you recommend they go about it?
Like asking for like my address or my phone number or like my location share. Or I could just location share you and then we could I'm just curious about
social security number.
I'm a Virgo, so I'm like, are we talking logistics? Are we talking
But do you think Blake will hire a new lawyer to continue her case, or is this the end of the road for her legal battle against Justin? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to check out the next